Former UFC fighter Matt Hamill, who's most well known for his victory over John Jones via disqualification, happens to be deaf, but all that suddenly changed for him. Hamill says, I just got the most powerful digital hearing aids ever made. For the first time in 41 years, I can finally hear my kids' voices, the sounds of people walking and laughing. I finally heard my mom's voice and she cried. I'm looking forward to hearing my brother Pat's voice too. I only hope he doesn't have a voice like a foghorn. This is awesome, although I will take some time to adapt to all of this. Happy New Year. In the UFC, Hamill also had a win over Tito Ortiz, as well as the DQ win over John Jones.
Man, I wanted y'all to see my face in 2025. Happy New Year. Make it a good one. Make it your best one yet.
Belal Muhammad's manager, Ali Abdelaziz, expects Belal Muhammad to take on Shavkat Rakhmonov in May, so they got a bit of a timeline as to when he'll probably return, but it ends up being 5 months later than the original fight, but there's nothing you can do. He got an infection. Can't wait for everyone to have been Belal Muhammad fans the whole time after he fights Shavkat. Yeah, he might win that fight. Looked really impressive against Leon. Didn't think that fight would go that way. Didn't think it'd be a clear-cut decision for Belal, but it ended up going that way. As far as Leon Edwards go, the latest rumor was that he'll be matched up with Jack Della Maddalena at UFC London on March 22nd. That would be the main event. This month, both the UFC lightweight title and the Bellator lightweight title will be fought for. On the 18th of this month, you have the UFC fight, and then the following weekend, you have Bellator in Dubai, January 25th. Nurmagomedov versus Hughes, billed as Dagestan versus Ireland, too. Corey Anderson was scheduled to take on Nemkov on that card, but Anderson says that Nemkov pulled out of the fight. He claimed that Nemkov found him to be too tough of a fight. So Bellator middleweight champion Johnny Eblen said that Corey Anderson should fight him instead, and Anderson had a response to that.
You were on the menu last year, so you let Fabian Edwards slice your whole face up. Then you almost got knocked out by 170-pounder, Impa. Next time I talked to Bellator, they say, yeah, we're not booking that fight no more.
Sadiq Youssef is going to be moving up from the featherweight division to the lightweight division for his next fight. He's coming off a loss to Diego Lopez at UFC 300. Youssef holds wins over Alex Caceres and Andre Fili. Hakarai Wilson, an MMA fighter out of New Zealand, has passed away at the age of 26 while attending the Rhythm and Vines Music Festival. The death was not considered suspicious and will be referred to the coroner for further investigation. Jamal Hill thinks that Yuri Prochazka's best attribute is his toughness. He's able to take some damage, he has a gas tank, so he'll be able to last through that and still be dangerous even later in the fight after you get tired. That's a good assessment, because even when Yuri is outskilled, he just uses his will to win fights. He's done that several times in his career and against Alexander Rakic, where he took a beating early but weathered the storm and got the second round TKO victory. Odds makers have Hill as a slight favorite at -125. Donald Cowboy Cerrone starting his journey back to the UFC Octagon training in Cabo St. Lucas Muay Thai gym. Recently, he said he was looking to fight at 185, but 170 would be the highest he could reasonably fight at. Cerrone is in the UFC Hall of Fame. He really has nothing to prove. He's a legend in the game. Dana White doesn't want him to come back, but Cerrone is confident that he will be back. Cerrone has the record for the most knockdowns in UFC history with 20. Second place is Jeremy Stevens and Anderson Silva, both with 18. Followed by Edson Barboza with 16. Then there's 6 guys with 14 knockdowns: Chuck Liddell, Lyoto Machida, Shogun Rua, Junior Dos Santos, Poirier, and Thiago Santos. Jeremy Stevens' position at number 2 is also impressive because he was a featherweight and a lightweight. Cerrone is also in second place for the most bonuses, performance bonuses in UFC history. Number 1 is Charles Oliveira with 20. His record is pretty safe at the moment. No one's really in striking distance of hitting that 20 mark. Jake Shields not a fan of Elon Musk because he says that he's censoring him and other people on X. He feels Bryce Mitchell was right about Elon when he said this.
That time will prove me correct. Time will always reveal someone's true character, and if you put that man in a position of power, his true character will be revealed. And let's just put it this way. He has all the money in this country. He's the wealthiest man in the country, and he wasted on rockets, man. Think about it, dude. He could actually help people with that money, but he don't give a about you. He's got all the money in the world to help you. It'd be a penny to him, and you would never have to work again. He don't give a about you, though. He wants to waste it on rockets and waste it on all these cars that suck. And Time will reveal the character of that man, and the more he gets under the spotlight, you can't fake it forever. His character will be revealed, and you mark my words, it will be seen that he is a rat and if I had all that money, I would like to think I would help people more than he does.
Bryce Mitchell and Doo-Ho Choi making the UFC matchmakers' jobs easier. They say that they want to fight each other, so maybe they will book that fight next. Paulo Costa is asking fans who he should fight next. Some of the names which came up were Ikram Alaskarov, Anthony Hernandez, Jared Cannonier, and Shara Bullet Magomedov. But all these guys do have fights right now. Alaskarov's taking on Muniz. Hernandez will be taking on Brendan Allen. Cannonier is taking on Gregory Rodriguez. And Shara Bullet Magomedov will be taking on Michael Venom Page, who's moving up to 185, fighting him in Riyadh on February 1st. Another name that did come up was Roman Dolidze, and he doesn't have a fight booked at the moment, so maybe that is a possibility. Rankings-wise, the fight does make sense. Number 10 and 11 in the middleweight division. Maybe Costa would be interested in taking the fight because it would move him up one spot on the rankings if he won. Costa is coming off a decision loss to Sean Strickland, and Roman Dolidze is coming off that victory over Kevin Holland, where Kevin Holland hurt his rib and could not continue. Chris Cyborg tells Clarissa Shields just sign the contract if you believe that you can beat me in a street fight. Cyborg was 1-0 in MMA in 2024 and 2-0 in boxing. Both boxing matches were knockout victories. Brian Ortega needs a fight. He needs to figure out if he's going to go to 155 or stay at 145.
2024 is gone. Look at that. A bunch of workouts that I had written down. Look at that. All last year. Technically not right. Everything. So, new year, new notebook. Time to throw this one away.
Matt Brown says 2024 was the first year in 19 years I didn't have a pro fight. Kinda sucks to be honest, but on to bigger and better things. 2025 is gonna be a great one. Matt Brown just loves to fight. I feel like he can't walk away from the game. I think he'll come back at some point. That's why the GFL exists. But Brown has nothing to prove. Absolute legend in the game. 43 fights. He's second all time for most knockouts in UFC history with 13. And he's also fourth place for the most finishes in UFC history with 15. Ahead of him are Cerrone, Miller, and Charles Oliveira at number 1 with 20. One fight added to the Karate Combat card. KC 52 in Miami on Friday, January 24th. I'd say Shamil Musaev has a good chance of beating Belal, to be honest. Shamil's 20-0, very good striker, good takedown defense, wins over Storley and 2 undefeated Dagestanis, Ramazan and Umalatov. Yeah, after that last win over Umalatov like a month ago, a lot of people were saying they wanted to see Musaev move to the UFC. Calling Francis pound for pound number 1 right now is crazy. He's not even the best heavyweight right now. Unfortunately, we can't find out. We can't see him fight Aspinall or Jones. It'd be nice to, but it's not meant to be.